to the entertainment Talking Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. This is a video that's been requested by a lot of my subscribers for the last couple of days. Was kind of wait to see how everything develops. I saw Bad Dog made a video, and I made it a point not to watch it because I didn't want it to affect my opinion on the video. But Justin Britt, to me, is an intriguing option for the New York Giants. Would I do it? Well, I'll give you my opinion at the end of the video. The New York Giants, of course, have a clear need at the center position. They didn't really address it in the draft. They brought in Shane Lemieux, who I expect to compete at that position. He's being cross-trained, as Joe Judge says. He wants versatility. But they don't have a true center on the roster right now outside of Spencer Pulley. John Alapio is not on the roster right now. He's not on the payroll. Maybe he'll be back, but he's recovering from an injury as well. And that's obviously a huge need and something they didn't address, at least with a clear-cut option in this year's draft. Could Lemieux be the center? Sure, but we don't know that at least right now. And could Britt, an established veteran, a guy that's been around in the league since 2014, who was cut by the Seahawks due to his injury and due to, to create some cap flexibility, be a viable option for the New York Giants? Last year, he had an ACL injury. He had surgery. From all accounts, from what I've read, he should be ready to go by the start of the season. But if he's not, right out of the gate, I would not even consider him. He would have to be healthy going into camp and look, the New York Giants would have to view him as a potential option to start at the center position. The next question I would have is, what would the price be? But before we get into that, let's take a look at Britt. Let's take a look at some of the things I was able to pull up. Britt, like I said, a former second-round pick. He's been durable outside of this injury last year where he only played 8 games. He's been a starter at the center position for the last 3.5 years for Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Before that, he was a guard. And here's where they talk about it. Britt made the shift to center in 2016 where the Seahawks thought he was a better fit. He started all but 2 games he played in after making that switch. And quarterback Russell Wilson clearly trusted him under center. Pro Football Focus had him his 2019 grade at 62 over those first 8 games, which isn't what you want to see. It's still an improvement over Jalapeno, mind you. Jalapeno, I think, was like 55 or 56. He had a good track record before last season, and the Giants might want that experience over their current options. In addition to that, I think he only surrendered 1 sack over the 8 games, and I think he had 2 penalties, somewhere along those lines. So, would bring veteran leadership. Do I think he's a great center at this point? No, but is he a guy that could come in and at least, hold down the fort? Well, Shane Lemieux may have to learn. Sure, or until you draft the center the following year. Absolutely, could be a fill-in guy if he's healthy, like Remmers was last year at the right tackle position. Next thing I'm going to pull up, the only thing to worry about when thinking about bringing in Britt is the cap room. At the moment, Over the Cap has the Giants holding about $17 million in cap space, but after the draft, the 2020 class, it will need a chunk of that to pay for next season. Also, the Giants need money for in-season moves. And yeah, I've read several things about the draft. We'll say it's about $11 or $12 million. It's only going to leave you about $6 million to go out and spend in free agency, but they could always move money around. Is he worth near the $8.5 million that he was getting paid last year? No, especially coming off this injury. He was cut for a reason. He was starting for the Seahawks for the last, you look at his chart here, since he's been in the league since 2014. He's going to be 29 next year and has been durable there in the past. But they don't feel like he's worth the money at this point coming off an ACL injury. And unfortunately, that's an ugly part of the NFL. But if you look at this chart, former second-round pick, started at right tackle his first year, moved to left guard, then became a center the last 3.5 years of his career. And he really hasn't missed any time before last year. So he's been durable. He's got flexibility as well. You see that he spent some time at the right tackle, some at the left guard, and the last 4 years at the center position. So that certainly could be something that Joe Judge and the New York Giants are looking for. I don't see the harm in bringing him in if it's for a very cheap contract, and that's what it's going to come down to. If a team's willing to give him $5-6 million, I probably wouldn't bring him in. I'd want it to be a very short-term contract, 1 year, make him prove that he's fully healthy from that injury, and maybe could come in and at least compete for the center position and win it out. We could certainly use some experience on that line. The center position was abysmal for us last year with John Alapio, in my opinion, was the worst offensive lineman on that line. If it's not him, it's going to be between Gates, it's going to be between Pulley, and it looks to be between Lemieux for that center position. But maybe this is an opportunity for the Giants to at least explore. Would I do it? Probably not. Do I expect the Giants to do it? Probably not. Dave Gettleman has said he's not looking to bring in guys with an injury history. Will they explore the option? Probably. They could certainly look at a guy, a veteran presence that's played the center position, like I said, has some versatility, and at least entertain the thought of bringing him in to compete in training camp with the New York Giants and maybe bring some veteran leadership. Do I think it'll happen? No. I think it's going to be a competition between the three guys I stated. I think Pulley is the favorite going in, but if Gates and Lemieux impress at training camp, they could certainly beat him out for the position. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.